Okay, I made a lemon and ginger tea and added extra ginger, so if you are drinking along with me, pour yourself whatever you fancy, preferably a tea, could be a Prosecco, each to their own. I have a weird bit of spiky hair up here. Please ignore that. Good morning. I think it's just end afternoon actually. So today we're going to have a chat and I'm going to do my makeup all about periods and hormones. Also an autumnal look because I feel like I look very autumn today with this jumper on. This is from H&M by the way, and it's like wool blend. It's really nice. I'll leave a description in the down bar, link in the description. I hate that through all of my get ready with me's I just kind of stick my hair up, but it is a necessity. Today we're also trying some of the products I bought in Sephora when I was in Toronto, which I just got back from 2 days ago, and I, on the incredibly enthusiastic review of this product by the Anna Edit, have gone and bought the CC It Cosmetics Colour Correcting Full Coverage Cream. This is, as far as I'm aware, of foundation. Just remembered I should probably use primer. So the reason I'm talking about hormones today is because I'm on my period and I am having a really bad period. Not in terms of the physical blood flow, but in terms, or the physical symptoms in fact, but in terms of my mood, I have been really down this period and I'm really not used to that. As per usual, I'm using a Lush lip balm. This one is Honey Trap. It hasn't been a fun period. I have cried, I'm gonna go with 4 times so far. So unfortunately when I'm about to do it, my body kind of seizes up and it's like, no, you're not going to today. But apparently that doesn't apply when I'm on my period this time around. I want to hear about your period experiences and your hormonal experiences in the comments. I'm really curious to see if we've had some of the same ones or if you can help each other out as well, especially with pills, which I'm also going to talk about. So the other day I was applying this and I was like, it's got a really odd lemon scent. Turns out my sunshine oil from Milk Makeup had spilled all in my bag. And ooh, you don't want to pump today. Anyway, so I've had a bit of a weird hormonal journey. So when I think I was 13, I started my period. I don't actually remember starting my period, which is really odd. I remember my sister starting her period, but that is a story for another day. I'm not sure if she wants me to tell that online. Her period was similar to mine, and mine was a waterfall. Okay, my camera just died, so I had to, I've got foundation on my clothes. Oh my goodness, today, this period just isn't my period. So for the next couple of years, as I was saying, I was awful in terms of the actual blood flow on my period. It was so unpleasant. I know loads of people have this, so I'm sure you can relate, but it was honestly like every night I go to bed and I'd be wearing a tampon and a pad, like a night pad, and I'd have to change the tampon in the night. Like it was so bad. And I hated wearing tampons at night because I was quite an anxious person. And the idea of toxic shock just completely freaked me out, but there wasn't really another option. It was like my womanhood exploded out of me. So that occurred and I resigned myself to the idea that this was just what periods were like, and it was awful. I went on Microgynon, which for those of you who don't know is the pill that is most prescribed in the UK. It's kind of the first one they try on you. Notice that I said try on you. So what is interesting about the pill is that there are many different forms and that there are many different synthetic estrogen and progesterones and just progesterones. So whether you're on the progesterone only or the combined pill, there are many different types that you can try with different combinations and they'll all affect you differently. For many people, their bodies just won't agree with the pill, but there is usually 1 or 2 pills that will agree with you or like give fewer symptoms than the other ones do to you. But obviously every body is different, so you have to try a couple really to work out what suits. However, I didn't know this because shockingly enough, you're not actually really told this that often by many doctors. So from the ages of 14 to 16, I was on Microgynon. I was incredibly bloated all the time, and mentally when I was 16 my whole body took a real turn. And I know this was pill related, I know this was hormone related, maybe something in my hormones changed, and I was launched into what I would describe as a hormonal depression. I was never formally diagnosed, but I was incredibly insular and isolated mentally, and I had this constant personal narrative of oh, everyone hates me, I'm disgusting, I'm gross, no one likes me, blah, 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 blah. I couldn't talk in social situations anymore. I felt worthless. And this happened over the course of about 4 or 5 months, and I was weird. Like, I was not myself at all. However, I didn't notice that something had taken a drastic turn. I thought that this was just my life now, that I was just a terrible person. However, I did know I was bloating. So I went back to the doctors in January when I was 16, so January 2012, and I asked them if they could change my pill, and they put me on Celeste. And within 2 weeks, that really low place I was in had evaporated, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, what is happening to my body? So that was when I realised that I was in some very weird hormonal state on microgynon, and that one really hadn't agreed with me. Celeste, I don't remember it being bad at all. I remember I still bloated really badly, but that could have been my diet in hindsight. However, the mood had lifted, and that was the best side effect I could have asked for. So I think I spent 4 or 5 months on Celeste, maybe even a year. And then, oh, by the way, this was the Milk Makeup Concealer. I bought it in Sephora again. I'm desperately trying to find a replacement for my NARS one, because NARS are no longer cruelty-free, as I will continue to tell you. And that makes me deeply sad, because that's basically my whole base. So, sometime when I was 17, I asked to try a different pill, and my doctor put me on Yasmin. So Yasmin's a weird one. I'll be the first to say Yasmin's a weird pill. Yasmin is taken by millions of women across the world. It's an incredibly popular pill. However, it has a lot of controversy surrounding it, because there's a couple of reasons. So the first one, and the most prominent one, is that it increases your chance of blood clots from 4 times the usual, I guess, presumption. What am I trying to say here? Which is on the usual pill, like the other pills, to 6 times more likely on Yasmin. And if you smoke, a lot more likely. They shouldn't prescribe it to people who smoke, and I don't think they do. And there's also very, very, very few cases of people who had or women I should say, who had an unidentified heart or like artery issue, and then started taking the pill and died within 7 days because it caused them to have some kind of blood clot. But obviously that's incredibly rare. I want to emphasise how rare that is, and that there are so many women in the world taking it. I personally don't feel at risk of those things, as I'm not a smoker, and I'm not, I've taken it for now going on 6 years. I'm going to use the Boy Brow and Brown to do my brows. That was a tongue twister. So I'm put on Yasmin, and I am thrilled. My moods are suddenly incredibly level, I'd always been quite an emotional teenager, a very anxious teenager. And while it didn't help my anxiety, it really helped level my mood out. And even now, getting sad in a really deep sadness sense is so, so, so rare. And another very positive side effect was that my skin cleared. And that happens to most people who take Yasmin. It's a well-known side effect. I hadn't been aware of it at the time though, so when I started taking it, it was a really nice surprise. It's very similar to one of the medications that they give you in America, I think, for PCOS. And I really, really hope they start introducing that as an acne medication for women, because honestly, it sounds like an absolute dream. And if it stops women from taking Roaccutane and stuff, it would be amazing. Anyway, that's a tangent. That's just Lucy science, so probably not that real, but apparently it's very good. Whenever I get this boy brow anywhere and I smear it on something, it just looks like poo. Now I'm going to add a little bit of contour. I'm using the Amber Matchstick from Fenty Beauty and the complexion brush. And I think in between Celeste and Yasmin, I took a bit of a pill break. You should not take pill breaks. They're really bad for your blood pressure, so please don't do that. So this time last year, I decided to come off my pill because I didn't need it anymore. I was post-breakup. I was like, let's just do this thing, see if it makes a difference. And boy, did it make a difference. I felt, and I use this word because it describes exactly how I felt crazy. I felt like I was completely out of control of my mind, and that was terrifying. So every single day I wanted to just go and get fucked up and go out and party and just leave my house, and I just had this unbelievable desire to say fuck it about everything and just not do things I was meant to do. I went out every night for a month. I stopped eating properly. I stopped sleeping properly. I drank loads of Diet Coke because I was sober at this point. I've mentioned this on videos before, but I just did all the bad things to my body that I possibly could. I took up smoking because I was off that pill. There was no reason for me to do that at all. I don't smoke anymore. Right, sorry, I'm getting distracted by my phone. Okay, because I wanted this to look moderately autumnal, I'm going to take the Kylie Jenner palette. What colour was this? The bronze palette. I haven't really worn much eyeshadow for a really long time, but I feel like, you know, doing a get ready with me. Probably should. Oh, this is honestly, the quality of this palette is so good. I'm only going to do like a little light wash, I think, over my eye. So I think I'll mix these two. So yeah, just everything felt cray for a little while. I wasn't well, I don't think. I lost a lot of weight. On top of that, a really fun side effect when you quit Yasmin for some people, apparently, is that you completely break out. So for the first time in my life, I was broken out in cystic acne all down my cheeks. I've got a couple of videos where I'm actually barefaced because I filmed every day in January. So if you want to go back and have a look at those, I might link one so you can see. There's one of my naked face, and it was just bizarre because I'd always had acne. I've always had oily skin or combination skin, but I'd never ever experienced something like that before. My God, I'm winking, didn't know I could do this. So that was a horrible experience. So whilst I was losing weight for all the wrong reasons, and that was increasing my confidence because unfortunately we live in that kind of a society, I was so, skin-wise, my skin was sore and red and just so painful. Right, I'm going to run and do my eyeliner. I'll be back in a second and a half. I'm not sure if these wings are even because I have not been applying eyeliner lately. It could just be crap. Now we move on to my trusty Black Magic mascara and Ico. Again, I've forgotten what these are called. Eyelash curlers. So in despair, in I think February time, I went back on my pill, especially to try and clear my skin, if nothing else. And yeah, I'm pleased with the results. It's completely cleared my skin again, but now I feel completely dependent upon this pill for my aesthetic happiness. Not great. Anyway, that's kind of my hormonal journey with the pill, and that's something that I really wish more people knew, is that all the different kinds of pill will give you different reactions, and some of them you'll agree with, some of them you won't, and it's so worth trying 2 or 3. Also, every doctor gives a damn different opinion or a different piece of factual information about the pill and about contraception. And it really bloody bugs me. Like, I was talking to a friend yesterday who was saying that, like, oh, I feel super depressed all the time. I don't know what it is. I completely lack motivation. I cry every day. I don't know what's wrong. And I said, have you considered it might be your pill, as you went on a new one about a year ago? She said, oh, I went to my doctor and they told me I should either double up my packet or take antidepressants. What the heck? Like, if there's such an easy solution as changing someone's pill, you should not double pack your pill. If the one period week is the only week you feel a bit alright, do not double pack your pill. I've had doctors tell me that my pill's going to kill me and that they won't prescribe it to me, or they'll do it very reluctantly. I've had doctors encourage me to change because it's expensive. I've had doctors tell me it's an absolutely fine pill to take and just prescribe it instantly. I think as well it's very hard with contraception because a lot of your feelings are in relation to personal anecdotes either you or your family or friends have had with hormonal contraceptives, and I think even in the case of doctors it's very hard to ignore those things. Oh, I've had doctors tell me that I should take 2 pills at once. I've had doctors tell me that you can go forever without taking a pill break. The likelihood of getting pregnant on it has been told to me in different ways. I wish there was more training in hormonal contraceptives because evidently not everyone agrees, and obviously I'm sure there's a lot of pharmaceutical lobbying to do with all of this information, as the drugs companies make so much money off pills, and I'm sure they pay off people to tell us all that they're fine. So yeah, what's my actual period like? I'm still trying to work it out. I used to use the Clue app, which if you don't have, I couldn't recommend enough. Do download it. It enables you to track all of your symptoms throughout your cycle, and they've got pretty much everything on there now. They used to only have kind of mood and sex drive and stuff, but now they've got like energy and like motivation levels and stuff, which are for me the things that are most affected, or at least were. God, I am just made up today. It's just gradually changed over the years. In general, I'm not that emotional. This one's been quite unique. In general, I want to eat more. I think that's very normal. My period actually only lasts about 3 days, but oh my god, I get really bad PMS on kind of the 1 or 2 days before, but I'm generally not a very angry person. As I said, my moods are generally very flat, so it's especially noticeable if I snap at someone. It's very like, oh wow, what happened? Oh my god, I forgot to highlight! Oh, I'm so excited about highlighter. Right, I don't have the right brush for this yet, and I don't quite know what to do, but I bought the Fenty Beauty Duo highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal, and these are gorgeous. This is the first powder highlighter I've owned, maybe. No, I had one in an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, but I didn't really use it. This is so pretty. Yes, I am using an angled eye brush because I currently don't have anything else. Yeah, I bloat really badly on my period. That's my worst thing, is just I react really intensely to foods. I think I'm going to do that. Is it called 23andMe? Where you can do a like search and find out about your ancestry, find out about the food you can and can't eat. I really, really, really would just like to know what I'm sensitive to and what I'm intolerant to, because I have the feeling it's yeast, but no one seems to be allergic to yeast. I don't think it's bread, because I'm really allergic to beer now as well. But some people be like, oh, it's the gluten, but I don't think beer has more gluten than it has yeast. Oh, also I had a kombucha drink the other day, and I was nearly sick. My whole body was like, what? No. So I reckon it's yeast. It's just really scary for me to be dependent upon a pill, and it's really scary that we are controlled by these chemicals inside of us that are just really difficult to deal with on the regular. Okay, lip product wise, let me dig out my main man. I wanted a kind of autumnal colour. I've gone for Stud by Colourpop. It is a satin, ultra satin lip. This is a mini. I got it in a pack of 5 amazing colours. But like, shit, they're so nice. I just think these look so witchy and cool, but today I'm using the red one, and it is called Stud. I think I'm just gonna dab it on. Wow, I look like a kid that tried to apply their parents' makeup. To be honest, this isn't very good, but I'm just going to leave it because overall, is it the end of the world? No, not really. Will my hair sit nicely following this experience? Let's find out after the break. I feel like it doesn't look like my hair. It looks like I borrowed it off someone. Okay, well, this is it. This is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know your hormone experiences in the comments. I'd love to know your other symptoms you've had, things you've experienced. I might even write a blog post on it. And if you didn't know, I have a blog now. I'll link that in the description. Let me know if there's any other topics you'd love me to cover in Chatty Get Ready With Me's, because I'm gonna be doing a lot this autumn. I'm really into makeup right now. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.